For 300 years, the galaxy heard nothing from humanity. No signals crossed the interstellar relays. No ships bore the human mark. The massive arc fleets that once fled a dying Earth had vanished into deep space, carrying millions of frozen passengers toward unknown stars. To the wider galaxy, the conclusion was simple. Humanity had burned its cradle, fled in desperation, and failed. Another brief chapter closed. The cosmos recorded the loss and moved on. But absence created a vacuum, and the void did not remain empty for long. The first to emerge were the Dven, towering figures with ash-toned skin and eyes like hollow pits. Their warships resembled fractured blades, sharp silhouettes cutting through forgotten trade lanes once patrolled by human vessels. They appeared cautiously at first, occupying abandoned systems and derelict stations left behind by a species presumed dead. Initially, the galaxy welcomed them. The Dven honored agreements, followed established laws, and traded with restraint. Many believed they would stabilize regions left lawless by humanity's disappearance. That illusion endured for less than half a century. Within 50 years, the Dven unveiled their true ambition. They forged a ruthless empire known as the Dominion Ascendancy. Through intimidation and calculated alliances, they gathered the galaxy's most violent powers beneath a single banner. The serpent-bodied CRI joined for the promise of endless conquest. The Swarmorn arrived with hive fleets that darkened entire systems. Together, they became unstoppable. Their first true conquest was the Irian Concord, a civilization devoted to art, diplomacy, and reason. The Irians believed dialogue could resolve any conflict. That belief died when a Dominion armada appeared above their capital world. Peace envoys were received politely. 1 hour later, orbital fire turned their city to glass. 1 million lives vanished in moments. The Concorde surrendered instantly. It saved nothing. The survivors were enslaved, their culture rewritten into propaganda. Within a decade, the Irians nearly ceased to exist. Other worlds fell in rapid succession. The Luminar, crystalline beings who communicated through harmonic song, were silenced with resonance, weapons that shattered thought itself. The Theo tribes resisted, only to face engineered plagues aimed at their children. Fear spread faster than fleets. Worlds dismantled their own defenses. Civilizations offered chains instead of annihilation. Hope faded. Legends were forgotten. And yet, one unanswered question remained. Humanity had vanished, but left no ruins, no wreckage, no bodies. 3 centuries after humanity's disappearance, Dominion sensors aboard a command carrier near the Empire's outer boundary detected something impossible. A surge of energy erupted near a dead world, an output rivaling stellar ignition. Recon drones were deployed, transmitting images that defied comprehension. A vessel occupied the void, vast enough to rival a moon. Its hull was forged from shadowed alloys etched with flowing symbols that shifted like living metal. As power awakened across its surface, space itself seemed to unfold. Additional ships emerged not from hyperspace, but from nothing, assembling into flawless formation. Dominion officers froze as translation systems completed their analysis. The signal was human. A standard warning was issued.
Stand down.
Submit for inspection. The response was silence, followed by motion. Sections of the massive human flagship retracted, revealing weapons larger than cities. Power readings spiked beyond measurable limits. When the Dominion fired its legendary Worldbreaker cannon, the beam did not deflect or dissipate. It struck empty space and vanished entirely, erased from existence. Then the transmission arrived. A human commander appeared, calm, composed, unmistakably changed. She spoke without hesitation. Humanity had been watching for 300 years. Every enslaved world, every shattered civilization, every erased culture was known. The demand was simple. Withdraw. Free them. Or this ends now. The Dominion laughed. Then hundreds of human vessels tore into reality across the system. Warships, carriers, living constructs that bent physical law. The Dominion armada found itself surrounded, outnumbered, and utterly outclassed. The battle lasted minutes. Human weapons did not burn or explode. They unraveled matter itself. Dominion ships ceased to exist. The survivors fled, carrying a message that spread faster than terror ever had. Humanity was alive, and it had not returned to conquer. What followed was not invasion, but liberation. Slave camps were breached without orbital bombardment. Suppression fields collapsed with precision strikes that spared civilians. Human forces moved like phantoms, enhanced bodies, neural armor, weapons designed to disable rather than slaughter. Captured Dominion soldiers were spared. World after world was given the same choice. Freedom, not subjugation. For the first time in centuries, former enemies stood side by side. Cultures once erased began to rebuild. Children born in chains learned what hope meant. The Dominion responded with desperation. Its rulers gathered on their throne world, ordering extinction fleets to be prepared. If they could not rule the galaxy, they would burn it. A planetary annihilation weapon activated beneath their capital, power enough to fracture the world itself. As the countdown began, humanity did not fire. They spoke. A broadcast flooded every channel on the throne world. Not propaganda, but truth. Archived history long erased revealed the Dominion's origin. Its people had not been born conquerors. They had been creators, artists, dreamers. Their identity had been stolen centuries earlier and reforged into a weapon. The lie shattered. Workers abandoned factories. Soldiers laid down arms. Entire districts rose, not against humanity, but against the rulers who had enslaved them. Inside the throne chamber, the Dominion's leader watched his empire collapse without a single human shot fired. When confronted, he threatened annihilation. The humans offered the same choice they had given everyone else. Remember who you were. At the final second, the weapon shut down. The war ended not in fire, but in decision. Months later, human and alien ships worked together, repairing scars carved by centuries of fear. Cultures once erased were reborn. Former enemies shared skies that had known only domination. The galaxy healed, not because it was forced to, but because it finally chose to.